Hello, friends. All right, so most of you might not, some of you might not know who I am. Rachel asked me to hop in here for Badass Women's Week, and I am honored. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story. My name is Brittany Kovacs. I have been using Beachbody products, programs, and home workouts since October 2015. So literally just hit my 4-year mark of working out at home. I've been a coach for a little over 3, and I'm 20 weeks pregnant with baby number 2. So that's why I'm winded already, and I'm like 36 seconds into this video. But she asked me to come in here and just kind of share about sticking it out for the long haul and how I'm still working out at home and finding that motivation. I hate the word motivation, that discipline, even over 4 years later. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So a little bit about my background before Beachbody and how I found Beachbody, because I think that's important to know. I had never really been an athlete. I know that Rachel was an athlete, and so a lot of her group might be in that volleyball, softball, athletic mindset. And I just wasn't. I was a cheerleader. I was from a small town, never really knew what nutrition or working out was at all. I'm 5'10", so I was always like a little bit bigger than my friends, but I was fine with that because they were 5'2", and it just made sense that I wasn't going to wear the same size clothes as them. It wasn't until my senior year of college at Ohio State that I kind of started to realize that, like, I have friends my height now that have 6-packs, so maybe I could have a 6-pack. And that was the first time I kind of started comparing myself to my friends and wondering if my body could ever look like theirs. And so I started working out like crazy. I would go to the gym before and after work. I started basically cutting out entire food groups, carbs, fruits, anything that I thought had too much sugar, which included oranges and carrots at the time. And after I graduated in 2012 from Ohio State, I decided to compete in a bikini competition. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally Googled my workouts on bodybuilding.com and just was basically starting myself. So I didn't hire a coach. I say that in parentheses because I don't think the man knew what he was doing. That's off the radar though. I hired a coach towards the end, and he basically had me starving. I mean, 2 tablespoons of brown rice per day was my carb limit on some days. And I just had no idea what I was doing. I never really had an in-person trainer, so my form was terrible. I literally had no idea what I was doing. I could share those pictures with you another day, but I basically looked super anorexic and unhealthy up on stage that day in October of 2012. And after that, I kind of just went off the deep end as far as eating disorders and body dysmorphia, and never really knowing what balance was, because I went from nothing to everything. And then I was like, okay, how do I just be like normal people fitness and normal people healthy? And I had never had that before. So after fighting really hard, I had actually built up my social media a little bit throughout that time. And so I had this facade, I don't even know if I'm using that word right. I had this persona basically that I was trying to withhold about being this fit chick, and I wasn't. I was struggling bad. I ended up in therapy for eating disorders. I ended up cutting most of my friends out because they just didn't understand, and I didn't understand what I was doing at the time. And I fell off the deep end hard. Insert Jesus, found my church, found my community, met my husband, all that good stuff. Still never really working out because I didn't have that balance, and I didn't want to starve myself for my wedding and then gain it all back, because that's all that I knew how to do. So I didn't really work out at all leading up to my wedding, didn't diet, didn't do any of that stuff. After my wedding is when I decided I wanted to figure out what health looked like. I bought my first challenge pack. We didn't have Beachbody on demand back then. I had 21 Day Fix DVDs with Shakeology. I got the barista combo pack. And I have no idea what just happened. My thing that I'm using to record kicked me off. I'm going to keep going, but I don't know if this is going to work. Long story short, I bought my first challenge pack, had no idea what to expect, didn't even really tell anyone, including my 10,000 Instagram followers, that I was doing anything at home or that I had started working out again, because I was nervous that it wasn't going to work. I had went from lifting with the big dogs in the gym to having gym anxiety to buying 5 and 10 pound dumbbells that were coated in the neoprene, the neon colors, and not really knowing what to expect. So I actually completed the 21 Day Fix. At the time, I was using the color-coded containers, and I had incredible results. For the first time in my life, I had a balance. I didn't feel guilt when I was eating things that I shouldn't be eating, and I just kind of had wiped the slate clean of what I thought dieting and nutrition had to be. So if you're in Rachel's group, if you're in this community, I know that you have probably wiped the slate clean of whatever you thought dieting and nutrition and fitness had to be too, because I know Rachel preaches to be mindset and balance and loving yourself and grace and all that stuff as well. So that is how I'm here 4 years later, because I, for the first time, realized that like having a cheeseburger once every other week or 5 times a week, if you have a bad, we're gonna try this later. All right, y'all, my internet was malfunctioning earlier and it cut out like 3 times, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. So I don't remember where I was at on my rant, but I was clearly not on topic. So I'm just gonna pick up and talk about grace and coming back instead of throwing in the towel. So I had tried it all, I had done it all, and the thing that about trying it all and doing it all is, and I don't know if you can relate to this, you throw in the towel and you say that doesn't work and you never go back to it. Well, the thing with Beachbody is I found that it did work. I did the 21-day fix. I was using the portion control containers. I was losing weight, and I would go on vacation, or we'd have a holiday, or I'd hurt my knee running because I tried to run and I'm not a runner. These things happen, and then instead of throwing in the towel and looking for the next quick fix or the next cleanse or the next Groupon or boot camp or whatever it is, with Beachbody, for whatever reason, I'm going to guess the people and the convenience, I just kept coming back. And still to this day, obviously, like I mentioned, I'm pregnant. I had a really rough couple months. And so I'm coming back around, and I just keep coming back to it. Obviously, now this is my full-time job. It's full-time income for our family. So that is a great piece of accountability in the puzzle for me now. However, I was a customer for a very long time before that. And most of you obviously in this group are Rachel's customers. And I just want to tell you that this ish works if you let it. This community is going to be open for you with open arms if you fall off, or if a holiday comes, or an injury comes, or a baby comes, or a miscarriage comes, or a death in the family comes, or a 2-week vacation to Europe comes, whatever it is that comes your way that kind of like throws you up, like the hiccup, trips you up is the word I was looking for, not throws you up. Do not throw in the towel. Just keep coming back, because this ish does work. It's not the quick fix that doesn't work, or the half a bottle of Hydroxycut, then the rest sits on your shelves forever. It's not that. It's literally the old school exercise and nutrition, and you get the total package here. So I love you all. I'm so proud of you. Rachel, thank you for having me. I don't remember what I said the first half of this video. I'm going to plop them together and call it a day, but just keep coming back. Realize and accept that it's grace over guilt. You don't have to feel guilty or shameful when you have the cheesecake or eat the french fries or drink the beer. All of that is part of what we call living, and just getting back into the routine and sweating because it makes your body feel good, drinking water because it makes your body feel good, drinking your Shakeology because it helps your bowels evacuate. Like, all of those things are just pieces of the puzzle, instead of focusing on the scale or whatever it is that trips you up every time that makes you want to throw in the towel. So just break down those, the why of why you're doing this from the inside out. Look at all, pregnancy man. Look at all of the non-scale victories, all of the friends. I mean, freaking take Rachel and Kelly, for example. They would have never met if it wasn't for this kind of community. So lean in, make a friend or two, commit to being here 3 months from now. We're heading into the crazy time of year. Just keep showing up. Obviously, the scale's not going to go down 30 pounds in the next 3 months, because we've got Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas, but just maintain where you are. Keep pushing play. Drink your Shakeology. Have your Shakeology on the way to those holiday parties so you can have something in your belly, so you're not coming in starving, which is a word that we hate in 2B Mindset. We're not going to say starving, because all that does is validate and binge. So take a deep breath. Commit to showing up as much as you can over the next couple months, and be here 3 to 5 months from now. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. One foot in front of the other. That is the secret to keeping it up. So again, I love you guys. I'm going to put this together and throw it out there. I'm a Hot Mess Express. That's just the way that it is. You do not have to be super organized to run this business, and anyone that knows me knows that. So all right, that's all. Happy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever Rachel decides to share this.